Last wee bit on quadratics then, and that's using problems to solve, quadratics to solve problems even. Okay, some of these can be quite tricky. Don't panic too much about them, and as ever, any help, please get in touch. First example then, we want to find the area of the triangle. Area of a triangle is a half base times height, so half BH. So in this case, it's going to be a half of x times x plus 2. Only problem is, we don't know what x is. So we're going to find out what x is. We're going to find out what x is by using Pythagoras. Okay, Pythagoras tells me the length of the two sides, shorter two sides squared and added, is equal to the length of the longer two sides squared, the longest side squared. So x plus 2 squared plus x squared is equal to 10 squared. That's just by Pythagoras. Multiplying out the brackets, I get x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4 plus x squared equals 10 squared is 100. Tidying this up, x squared plus x squared is 2x squared, 2x plus 2x, 4x plus 4 is equal to 100. Now I've got a quadratic equation. To solve a quadratic equation, it must be equal to, and I hope you're shouting 0 at the screen right now. If not, I've not nagged enough in my videos. Take my 100 to the other side, 4 take away 100 is going to give me negative 96. It's now equal to 0. I can now factorise and solve. First thing we look for is a common factor here of 2. Half of 96 is 48. So I'm looking now for two numbers that multiply to make minus 48 and add to make 2. So I'm looking for factors of 48, 1 and 48, 2 and 24, not getting far here, 3 and 16, no, 4 and 12, no, 6 and 8. 6 and 8 it is. I want positive 2, so plus 8 minus 6. I've just got an x outside the bracket, so that's perfect. That gives me 2x minus 6x plus 8. That's still equal to 0. I can ignore the 2 outside. 0 divided by 2 is just 0. So I'm just interested in my two brackets, which we take away. So x take away 6 is 0. X plus 8 is 0. So x 6 or x is negative 8. Now normally at this point I'm quite happy having two answers. Like, yeah, got my two answers, my quadratic equation, that's fine. But if we have a look back at our question, x this time isn't just something random, it's a length. Can't get a negative length. You can't measure something that's negative. That means x must be 6. Okay. Think back to the beginning of the question though. We're not actually asked what x is, we're asked for the area of the triangle. We've worked out an expression for our area of a triangle. It's a half x plus 2. I've now worked out that x is 6. So it's a half of 6 times 6 plus 2. Half of 6 is 3. 6 plus 2 is 8. Brackets means times. So the area of my triangle would be 24 centimetres squared. Okay, let's try the next one. The volume of the box is 80 metres cubed. The box is in the shape of a cuboid with breadth 2 and height x. If the length is 3 metres more than the height, write down an expression for the length. So the height is 3, so the length, no, start again. The height is x, the length is 3 more than that, so it must be x plus 3. Part B, hence calculate length and height of the box. Again, I need some way to solve this for x. I know what the volume is. volume of a cuboid is length times breadth times height. I've worked out that that's x plus 3. If I times them together, I get x times 2, it's 2x, times x plus 3, gives me my height, so that must be equal to 80. Writing it round the other way, just because that's the way we like things written, gives me 2x bracket x plus 3 equals 80. I now need to solve this to find x. Multiplying out the brackets, get 2x squared plus 6x equals 80. I've got a quadratic equation because I've got an x squared term. I want to solve it. To solve a quadratic equation, it must be equal to 0. So I'm going to bring that over to the other side. I'm now going to solve it. I always try factorising first before I think the formula. It's usually a big hint if you're being asked to use the formula, and that's that you're asked to solve it to a certain number of decimal places or significant figures. You're asked to round it in some kind of way. Common factor then, common factor of 2, always makes my factorising easier. That gives me x squared plus 3x minus 40. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to make minus 40 and add to make 3. Just looking at factors of 40. 1 and 40 is no use. 2 and 20. 3 doesn't go in. 4 and 10 won't make 3. 5 and 8 will. So it's going to be 8 and 5. I want positive 3. So I want positive 8 minus 5. That's going to give me x plus 8. X minus 5 is equal to 0. Again, can ignore the number outside the bracket. It doesn't change anything. So x plus 8 equals 0. X minus 5 equals 0. So x is minus 8 or x is 5. Which one is it? Can't get a negative length. So x equals 5. We weren't asked to calculate x though. We were asked to find the length and height of the box. So the height is just x. So the height is 5 centimetres. The length is x plus 3. X is 5. So it's 5 plus 3, which is 8 centimetres. Okay, last example then. Diagram below shows a rectangle and a triangle. All the measurements are in centimetres. We want to find an expression for the area of the rectangle. So for part A, area of a rectangle is length times breadth. It's 2x plus 1 times x plus 8, multiplying out the brackets. We get 2x squared plus 16x plus x plus 8, which is 2x squared plus 17x plus 8. Part B, given that the area of the rectangle is equal to the area of the triangle, show that x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals 0. Okay, part B, I'll start it up here. Area of a triangle is a half base times height, which is a half times 3x times 2 bracket x plus 5. Now my half and my 2 are going to cancel each other out. So I'm left with 3x bracket x plus 5, which is 3x squared plus 15x. So that's my area of my triangle. I've been told that these two are equal, so I can set them equal to each other. And I'm going to be smart about the way I do this. Here I've got 3x squared, here I've got 2x squared. I don't want a negative x squared, so I'm going to start with my 3x squared plus 15x is equal to 2x squared plus 17x plus 8. I have a quadratic equation. To solve a quadratic equation, I want to make it equal to 0. We're not asked actually to solve it in part B, we're going to do that in part C. So if we're looking at this, I want to rearrange it so it's equal to 0. I'm going to take my 2x squared to the other side, just put everything right next to where it belongs. Then I've got my 15x. I'm going to bring my 17x over, so it becomes minus 17x. Don't have a number here. Bring 8 over, it becomes minus 8. Tidying up, 3x squared minus 2x squared is x squared. 15x minus 17x is minus 2x. Minus 8 is on its own. And that's part B. Part C, hence find algebraically the length and breadth of the rectangle. So part C is my solving part. So I've got my quadratic equation already, and I'm going to solve it. If you can't do part B is the tricky part, make sure you're still attempting part C. Okay, so we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give minus 8 and add to make minus 2. So factors of 8, 8 and 1, no, 2 and 4, 2 and 4 will work. I want minus 2, so I want minus 4 plus 2. So I get x minus 4, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Separate out my brackets. X minus 4 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0. So x equals 4. X equals minus 2. Let's go back and check what the question was asking me. Find algebraically the length and breadth of the rectangle. So again, I'm finding a length. Can't get a negative length. Therefore, x is equal to 4. And all lengths within centimetres, so it'll be 4 centimetres. Still haven't answered the question though. I'm asked for the length and breadth of the rectangle. So my rectangle is 2x plus 1 and x plus 8. 2x plus 1 and x plus 8. So subbing in 4, I get 2 lots of 4 plus 1, which is 9 centimetres, and 4 plus 8, which is 12 centimetres. So my rectangle is 9 centimetres by 12 centimetres. I'll leave you to practice some of these. They can be quite tricky. Please get in touch if you have any issues.